Hello, girls. Nice to see you today. Today we have Claudia, Linda, and Jennifer. Hello, Claudia.
Hello, Letty.
And hello, Linda.
Hello, Letty. Hello, everyone.
And hello, Jennifer.
Hello, everyone.
Right. So today, girls, we're going to continue a little bit more talking about home. And we're going to do some questions. Now, if they're too difficult or you have a problem, just ask me and I will do my best to explain. So as you're first on my screen, Claudia, can you just read this title that we can see?
Getting on the property ladder is becoming more and more difficult these days.
Now, if you read that, Claudia, do you understand anything?
I think I'm not sure what is ladder.
So ladder is what you can see here at the side in small. It's like steps, and it's like something normally made of metal or wood, and you can move it from one place to another to climb up, to get up to a window or to do something. But it's like using the words.
Okay.
More than physically using a ladder. So property, do you understand property?
Yes, it's like a house or right. Those kind of buildings.
So normally what happens, I'll explain my way, is that imagine this ladder here. When you buy your first property or your first house, you're here at the bottom. And you have to get started with your first one. Then if you are lucky, you can sell that one and buy a better one. And then so you move up the ladder. So it's a way of expressing this idea. And they're saying that nowadays it's more difficult to get started. It's more difficult to save money to be able to buy something. So that sentence, that it means that. Okay?
Okay.
Anyone want to ask anything else? So if you would talk to somebody, oh, I'm hoping to buy my first house. I want to get on the property ladder as soon as possible. So you start at the bottom, and if you're lucky, maybe you sell a property and go to the next level and then to the next level. There are people who dedicate their lives, or it's a job, to buy and sell property. So each time they will try to buy a more expensive one and a better one. Right then, Lydia, let's see if you can see our first question today.
What's better, to buy a property or to rent?
Right, so we can all give our opinion about this. So we'll start with Lydia, then Jennifer, and then Claudia. So off you go, Lydia. What do you think about this question?
Of course, it's better to buy, because if you buy it, it's yours. But when you rent it, it's not yours. It's like when you pay for it, it's yours. But when the time is finished, it's not anymore yours. So it's better to buy it.
So if you can, we should always think about buying our property, our house. And you, Jennifer, what do you think?
I agree. I think it would be better to buy it, but being practical, and at the moment that I still live with my parents, if I consider to leave this home, it's better to start by renting, and then if I get more money, if I earn more money, I'll try to buy one.
Like talking about your experience, maybe you could last as long as possible living with your parents so that you could save to put down a deposit, no? Because I think we could say that if we rent somewhere, we are throwing our money away, or we're wasting our money, no? And really we're paying for the property of another person. In England, I remember many years ago, people used to buy a property, divide it up, rent out the rooms, and that money they made used to buy the property for them. So it was a business. Right then, Claudia, question number 2.
Can everybody afford to pay a mortgage?
Now, a mortgage, do we understand this vocabulary?
Mortgage.
Mortgage is
Yes.
the special word that means to borrow money from the bank for a property or a house. It's the special word, mortgage. Right then, Claudia, answer the question.
That's one of the reasons because getting a property is so difficult because you need to show that you have enough money, you earn enough money to take a debt or a credit on the bank. So after that, you need to pay the debt and the interests of the debt, and it's very expensive if you don't earn a lot, much money, enough
Right.
money.
So we would say you need to ask the bank for a mortgage. And when you
Right.
ask the bank for a mortgage or you mortgage your house, you have to earn enough money to be able to pay the monthly amounts back to the bank. So it may be an interest first. It depends on how high the interest is. So that makes it difficult. So normally you have to have a deposit of a certain amount. In each country will be different, and each bank it will be different, no? So you can't borrow 100%. Maybe you can borrow 60%, and you can pay it back over 35 years or something like that. So I'm just giving you some ideas of how to use this. Linda, what do you think about this question? Can everybody afford to pay a mortgage?
I don't think so, because the bank don't lend you money without any guarantee. So you need to have a good income, and you maybe have to mortgage something, another property, for example.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so it's not affordable for everyone.
Yeah, I think it's very complicated. There's different deals that you can do with the bank, which I don't know about personally, but I've heard briefly about different things that you can do with the bank. So you would ask for a mortgage, interest rate you would have to do, you would pay a monthly rate back to the bank. And we think it's difficult now to be able to do this. And it's quite stressful, I imagine, for young couples who want to get together, to start a family and get on the property ladder. Right then, Jennifer, our next question. How do you cope with domestic finances?
Well, this is something I'm thinking about. I don't cope with that yet because, as I said previously, I live with my parents, so they are the ones who take care of the bank issues, of everything we need to buy. We are not paying a mortgage here at home because this house was built by my father a long time ago. But yeah, I need to learn how to cope with domestic issues, with how to use money properly.
Yeah, how to save, how to spend, the best things to do. So you could start asking your parents about different things before you have to leave. And you, Claudia, what do you think about this one?
Domestic finances are
Paying the bills, the money you spend, the money you save.
Yes, you need to be very focused on your incomes and your budget because sometimes you spend more money than you earn because maybe you want to buy something for your house or go out to eat, and at the end of the month you realize that you are maybe spending more than you earn.
Yeah, you could be in debt. If you were very unlucky, you could be in debt, no? I think, I forget sometimes the terms in English, sometimes I forget, but I will look it up. But I think it's you're in the red if you're in debt. There's an expression, you're in the red. But I will look it up to make sure, because I don't use these expressions every day now. So I forget a little bit. So we need to be very careful on how much we have, how much we are allowed to spend, and not get too happy with our credit card.
That's true.
I remember once going to England with my youngest daughter, and it was when the first time, you know, when you can pay with your mobile phone, you go to the cash place and it goes cling, and now you've paid with your phone. So it's even quicker and easier than the credit card. And I just kept hearing cling, cling. And I was thinking, wow, what is that? And she said, oh, I'm paying with my phone. And I thought, I just hope you have enough money. So we have to be careful, because it can become, maybe we could say it could become an illness, no? If we don't know how to control our finances, we can overspend. Right then, Lydia, the last question on our page today.
Is it easy to find a decent accommodation? I think it's not easy because to have a decent accommodation, you need maybe a decent salary, maybe. So it depends on our incomes. So it is my
Everything is
idea.
related to our job.
Yes.
Our job and our salary, which
Yes.
will help us to be able to live one way or the other. What do
Yes.
you think, Jennifer, about this decent accommodation?
Yes, that's definitely true. I agree. And it depends on the salary you earn. It depends on the area where you live, because maybe if you live in a big city, there might be more options. It depends on what we consider a decent accommodation, because
Yeah, what is
people,
important for us, no? Whether
yeah,
it's the area, the neighborhood, the building itself, no? We need to
yeah,
take lots of things into consideration.
yeah, because it depends. People have different ideas about their ideal house. So it depends on what we are looking for. And of course, our salary, as Linda said.
Mm-hmm. So I was just thinking now, it just came into my head. I have a friend who lives in Istanbul at the moment, and he has a nice job, but he has to travel 1.5 hours every day to work and 1.5 hours back home, because where he's living, it's a decent flat and he likes it a lot. And if he wanted to work closer to his job, it would cost him double.
Oh,
And he can't really afford double. So he has two possibilities: to either share or stay where he is and travel 1.5 hours there and 1.5 hours back. So I think this happens to maybe many people, that where their job is, the accommodation is more expensive, and also the places he saw weren't very nice. Some of the places weren't decent. Right then, girls, we're going to leave it there for the moment.